In particular, today we want to focus on an issue that was raised earlier in the morning in terms of inclusion. As United Nations, we really do strive to ensure that no one is left behind. We really want to make sure that we use data, particularly disaggregated geographical-based data, to analyse where those groups or populations are that are being left behind. And we want to make sure that those are visualised and are integrated into development planning to ensure that we really can see progress and a noted impact on their lives. So to start us off today, we want to try. We had initially planned to have everybody in person. Hopefully the Secretary P&D So hopefully we'll have some remarks now from Mr. Asif Ali Farooq, who is the Secretary Planning and Development from Balochistan.
Good morning. I couldn't hear most of your question. Can you repeat it? Good morning. Can you hear me?
Maybe need to increase the volume a little bit so that we can hear. Hello, just checking, Secretary Saab, can you hear us?
Yes, now I can hear you. Am I audible?
Audible, but the sound is still a little low. If you give us 1 second, please, we'll just try and increase the volume so that we can hear you in the room. Thank you.
Right.
Secretary Saab, do you mind just testing the audio again?
Yes. Could you please repeat what you said?
Yes, can you speak a little bit louder, Secretary, please? We can't hear you. Hi, Secretary, can you speak just to check if we can hear you in the room, please?
Yes, I can hear you well now. But could you please repeat what you said before after introducing me?
1 second, we're just trying to increase the volume. It seems that maybe not. In the Second Secretary, just to first welcome you to our panel. Unfortunately, you were not able to join us here in person in Islamabad today, but we are here with colleagues from across Pakistan, mostly from the Planning and Development departments, to really understand how the Data for Development initiative supported by UNFPA data integration in your development planning. So when the sound gets fixed, we'll pass over to you just for a brief intervention of a few moments to let us know from your own personal experience in Balochistan how this initiative is helping and what are the challenges that are remaining for you.
Right. Please tell me when when I should start.
You can start now, Secretary Saab. We can hear you loud and clear. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. All right. So the topic is the importance of data in the planning process. This is a very important topic, but it is also a part of our daily activity. So in any governance activity, any thinking process, any planning process, we of course need information, data, correct information, and of course, up-to-date information. So in the planning process, in P&D, what we do is that it's a regular process. So the line departments make proposals on PC1s, PC2s, and they send these to the P&D. And P&D then examines and evaluates these PC1s. And a very significant part of these proposals is data. So the departments have to justify their proposals. They need to have baseline data, data about population, socioeconomic indicators, infrastructure, environment, gender. So any aspect, relevant aspect to the project, they have to include that data. Then they have to give projections of the data about the outcomes of the project. So at P&D, then our planning sections check the data, verify the data from different sources. So of course there is Pakistan Bureau of Statistics data, the census data. We have mixed data, and then data from line departments. We also have our own different surveys and reports. And on the basis of this data, we evaluate the PC1s, and then the process of approval of projects is completed. In this whole process, the access to data is ensured by the Bureau of Statistics, which is an integral part of P&D. And Bureau of Statistics is a unit which in Balochistan has undergone significant reform and restructuring in the past 6 months or a year. And we are trying our best to improve its capability to not only present the data in an accessible form, especially in a digital form, but also to improve the access and the reliability of the data. So traditionally, we have been publishing our annual development statistics. And these are in the printed form and available with all our departments, our sections, anybody who's involved, and also on our website in the form of a PDF file. But this is all manual. So only very recently we have developed a dashboard, which actually converts that data available in our development statistics in a visual form and on a dashboard where we can access it through a map. So if on a map we click on a district, it can give us all the salient features of the socioeconomic data of that district. Secondly, we have also built in AI capability. So there's a chat bot which gives us some answers to some questions so that we can get some aggregated or disaggregated data on certain indicators. So we are in this process. Then we have started a new project of District Atlas. And through this project, we want to have GIS based spatial boundaries. And after this activity, we will have a GIS database as well. Although we do have currently GIS data about our facilities, so around 34,000 government facilities across the province. We have coordinates about them for them. And we are thinking of converting them into a GIS database. So our dashboard and our data, whatever data is available with us in the form is accessible to all of our sections and to our line departments. So this is an ongoing activity. We are going through restructuring. We have also secured funds from the government to strengthen our BOS further. The challenge that I see, the bigger challenges that I see are that so far our data collection is manual. So whatever data we collect from our line departments, from federal government agencies, from provincial government agencies is manual. We write to them, we follow up with them, and then they give us data manually through letters, and then we make it part of our database. So ideally, most of the departments have their own databases, their own dashboards, their own portals. We want to connect with them real time so that our BOS can access their data instantly and without much hassle. Another challenge is data integration. So we do have a number of multiple databases. We want them to be integrated so that they can talk to each other, and we can get good access to these databases. So this is from PND Balochistan. We are in the process of further improving our capability. Recently, we had discussion with the UNFPA about developing a data portal for Balochistan. So we hope that we'll soon make progress on that. So this is from my side. Thank you very much.
Here, how Balochistan is using digitalization and integration to really try and improve the data collection. And at UNFPA, we look forward to continuing our support on this data portal, which will hopefully help to find some additional solutions to the challenges that you've outlined. Secretary, we are going to now invite our other panelists to join us on stage. You are more than welcome to continue online, but I know that you probably have a very busy schedule today. So if you do have to beg leave, we will thank you very much for joining us today. We look forward to continuing our support to the government of Balochistan. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Great. So now we will move forward with our panelists who are here with us in the room. If when I read your name out, gentlemen, you can join us up here on the stage, and we'll kick off with our panel discussion. So first of all, joining us from Punjab, we have Mr. Babar Bashir, the Senior Chief Regional Planning for the Planning and Development Department. Thank you very much, Mr. Babar. Also joining us today from Gilgit-Baltistan, we have Captain Mushtaq Ahmed, Additional Secretary of Planning and Development Department. Please join us on stage. We also have Mr. Mahmood Anjum, who is the Chief Planning and Development for AKJ. We have Dr. Raja Hassan Mohsin, who is the Economic Advisor to the Ministry of Finance at the federal level. And we also have Captain Mushtaq Ahmed as well, who's also joining us today. Is he here? You're already here. Wonderful. Okay, so I think, do we have any other panelists who are expected to join us on stage today? No? I think we're good to start. So we're going to pose to you the same question. Yeah. Dr. Shamshat will join as the chief guest after the... Oh, you want to join us? Sorry, Dr. Shamshat, we were waiting to give you a very special slot at the end. Please also join us on stage then. Thank you very much. Dr. Shamshat, maybe makes sense then for us to have your remarks first. You want to go first? Yes, let's do that then. So let's please invite our chief guest, Dr. Shamshat. You said you didn't have a lot of time, so if you're... No, you told us you didn't have a lot of time. So we were going to invite you at the end for your chief remarks. Yeah, you go ahead. Perfect, we'll give you the floor then. We look forward to you setting the stage for us, and then we will follow up afterwards with our comments. Okay, please go ahead. And Sajid, if they are here from SCBI. It's a great pleasure to be addressing this platform. I do know that UNFPA and Netherlands are partners here. I was asked to make an opening statement, but the sequence here has been somewhat mixed up. So let me tell you a little bit that as an economist, fiscal and financial expert, both at the domestic and international level, I have always advocated for sustainable development and assigning independence to statistical bodies to promote sustainable development.
During my term at the United Nations, I oversaw the UN Statistical Office, which was affiliated with DESA, that I headed, and UN Statistical Commission, for some of you who may not know, sets international standards, concepts, and methods for implementation at national and international level. It ensures harmonization and comparability of statistics. It played a critical role in global indicator monitoring framework of progress on 2030 SDGs. I'm proud to report that I was one of the 4 people there who are the architects of the SDGs. I think all of you know by now, evidence is overwhelming. Data-enabled development planning is not optional. It is critical, imperative, and its significance is phenomenal in policy making and its implementation. It helps us distinguish between what ought to be immediate priority, what needs modest intervention, and what demands long-term strategic planning. Irrespective, for interventions to deliver desired development outcomes, inputs and outputs need to be measured, and measurement must be based on reliable, repeatable, fast, and safe methods. In developing countries, where the need for development activity is quintessential, the need to deploy modern data systems across population cannot be overstated. Economies and organizations that leverage meaningful foresight design, broad-based data architecture, backed by real-time monitoring system. The evidence helps, 1, in effective planning and policy interventions, including development of early warning systems. 2, diagnosis of crisis, be it financial crisis, food insecurity, diseases outbreaks, or social unrest. 3, prioritizing modest interventions by analyzing which communities face compounding vulnerabilities that could escalate without timely support. 4, data is crucial in making the case for funding to support marginalized communities. Without such data to support the business case, it is likely to be significantly weaker and less likely to be successful. Data, when collected and used ethically, can be a powerful catalyst for promoting inclusion, equity, and justice in communities. By illuminating disparities, empowering community participation, and informing policy decisions, data can help create more resilient, equitable, and just living conditions for all. It is essential that the potential of data for building a more inclusive and sustainable future for communities is embraced. Careful, structured data enables plan for long-term transformation by modeling demographic shifts, climate patterns, and economic transitions requirements in future. Let me elaborate this with few concrete examples. First, data-enabled urban planning facilitates building inclusive cities, which effectively analyze can help from sprawl to smart, equitable urban development. By 2050, 60% of our population may live in cities. Without enabled urban planning and data, we risk creating mega cities of exclusion than opportunity. Data can help us understand who is being left behind in urban development, and it can help support spatial planning and help develop inclusive urban infrastructure. Air pollution and, of course, air quality monitoring as a consequence of the air pollution has to be supported by sensors, networks to identify hotspots. On transport front, mobile phone data and GPS tracking can identify communities lacking access to public transport. Geospatial tracking data can, combined with the socio-economic information, identifies informal settlements. Service delivery mapping helps to design equitable utility and social service access. According to World Economic Forum, smart cities leveraging data systems can reduce traffic congestion by 15 to 20%, cut energy consumption by 30%, and improve emergency response by up to 35%. My second point, there are a range of areas where lack of appropriate database systems and infrastructure to collect information hampers impact programming. Consider, for instance, climate-related historical data. We have limited capacity to develop, generate, disseminate, and effectively use climate data if it exists even. In absence of this, we cannot determine the effects of calamities hitting agriculture and other economic activities. My third point, recent technological advances in satellite imagery, light detection, and ranging, what's called LIDAR, and Internet of Things sensors have revolutionized our ability to predict and respond to flooding. Evidence of sustainability technology shows that integrating multiple data streams, satellite imagery, ground sensor, weather patterns, and topographical data predict flooding weeks in advance, enabling evacuation of vulnerable population and repositioning of relief supplies. With data-enabled provisions, countries can assess and invest in infrastructure in high-risk areas and develop real-time water level monitoring and automated warning systems. My third point, additionally, our climate policy makers and practitioners face low number of relevant data collection points and lack of digitized data to work more effectively to respond to climate changes and other climate-related effects. Fourth, by collecting and analyzing cross-segment data on income levels, access to resources, access to healthcare, educational attainment, food security, and other socioeconomic indicators, we can pinpoint communities and groups that are disadvantaged disproportionately. Documenting inequalities enables a targeted approach for the development of programs and policies that specifically address the needs of marginalized population. Fifth, data can be a powerful tool for community empowerment, providing community members with access to relevant data, involving them in data collection and analysis process. Communities can gain a deeper understanding of the challenges they face and are empowered, hence, to shape and advocate for solutions that should fit them. Sixth, we certainly need to move beyond archaic computing systems when we speak of modern data capabilities. I was horrified to hear that we don't have digitalization at the provincial levels. and provinces and the local governments is from where the data emerges. Here are some ideas of how we must design the future of our development data. Leverage live mobile data collection technology that feeds analytical data pools. This is critical as it reduces mass logistics of manual paper collection, as we just heard, which is time-consuming, costly, and is going to be full of errors. Deploying mobile technologies to conduct real-time self-administered surveys, collecting life events data on a near real-time basis and generate panel data. The data is expected to inform policymakers on current indicators and help them to respond more quickly and effectively to key trends, and is also expected to help policymakers assess the impact of their programs in real time and observe coping mechanisms in situations such as migration, school attendance, employment patterns, nutrition, and so forth. Such live digital input system at the source feeds seamlessly into databases and transform them into dashboards, performing analytics and providing for efficient and instant monitoring. Multi-user viewing access can be created in these dashboards with required access controls to provide for localized decision-making. Let me conclude with few key emerging trends that are noteworthy. Use of data science and machine learning in development analytics. Given adequate training data, machine learning tools can analyze donor behavior and customize fundraising appeals, potentially driving effective donor engagement and increase donations. It can also identify patterns and trends, assisting agencies in making data-driven decisions to enhance the impact and reach of their programs. For example, data science has been particularly beneficial in projects where multiple development dimensions like health, nutrition, education, and poverty are being addressed simultaneously through a single input. And let me turn to the second point, which is deployment of artificial intelligence agencies. Thank you so much, I needed it. Artificial intelligence agencies can create capacity within their organization and refocus human resources on strategic decision-making and high-value tasks like fieldwork, leading to increased time saving and cost effectiveness. Artificial intelligence can be employed not only in the background of social impact work, but also on the front lines, such as in information portals, tailored help centers, and more avenues. This development allows smaller agencies to deliver stronger engagement and engage and achieve a larger impact. Very finally, here are some watch-outs in the use of data-driven development planning. As digital technology evolves, so does responsibility and regulation. Keeping pace with these changes and ensuring ethical considerations and compliance can be a formidable challenge. As development projects increasingly adopt digital data, the volume of data they manage increases proportionally. As such, ensuring data privacy and security becomes critical. Organizations will need to implement robust cybersecurity measures to safeguard sensitive information, as breaches could erode stakeholder trust and lead to legal consequences. Machine learning models learn from historical data, which can often be biased, leading to unfair results. But of course, historical data has its own value. Development leaders must contemplate these ethical implications and strive to use data in a way that aligns with their mission and values. Due to inequities in technology, access, and technical literacy, these technologies risk exacerbating the digital divide. It is imperative, therefore, to plan use of digitalization in parallel with education and training for representative populations. Of course, we cannot overstate the importance of promoting equity across the data value chains. Inclusive data practices start with asking critical questions at every step, from data collection through dissemination and publication. Who is being excluded? What system enable these exclusions? And what actions can be taken to reduce inequalities? It is important to recognize that based on experience and learning, what matters most is that not everything that counts can be counted. And small numbers are often dismissed due to an inability to conduct statistically significant comparisons. Qualitative data are uniquely important for providing contextualized accounts of people's daily experiences using interviews, focus group, case studies, and other forms of qualitative inquiry can illuminate how issues of underrepresentation and exclusion have emerged in populations over time, why they persist, and when and where they manifest. Often dismissed as anecdotes, people's narrative offer a valuable lens into communities' culture, climate, and experiences of inclusion and exclusion. They can allow people to see themselves in data and inspire action. I owe my experience as the United Nations Under-Secretary in this domain. I worked with none other than the Deputy Secretary General of the UN, Amina Mohammed, a great colleague, friend, and a sister. And I'm going to convey this to her, that the technical assistance that the United Nations offers in developing countries, particularly in Pakistan, ought to be tailored in line with the thoughts that I have shared, because it's based on phenomenal research from World Economic Forum to McKinsey and several others. In interest of time, I could not quote the references that I have used, but it's a highly researched piece. Thank you for inviting me, to particularly SDPI for being here, and UNFPA for sponsoring, and Netherlands for sponsoring this event.
Thank you so much. So before we get started with the panel, I think we just need to give another round of applause to Dr. Shamshad. It's not every day that we get a global leader of that caliber to join us in one of our local events. And I think all of the colleagues will agree that the suggestions and ideas that she's put forward really are the future of data in Pakistan. On behalf of UNFPA and all of the other UN agencies, we look forward to taking your guidance. We have a UN data group where we really are trying to bring all of these global thoughts down to our support to the government and people of Pakistan. So we look forward to receiving your continued support. Thank you very much. Okay, now without further ado, and thank you very much for your patience. We'll move over to each of the panelists. We're going to do one question now in the interest of time, but we really want to hear from your perspective, what are the key advancements at your level in terms of integrating data frameworks and development planning, and also to hear from you, what do you think is the one biggest challenge, okay? We're going to try and keep the time a little bit moderated, so about 3 minutes each. We'll go one by one. We'll start here. Then we'll open up to the audience to have a few questions before we then have one final quiet part. Okay? So if you would like to start, please, over to you.
First of all, I would like to express my gratitude for allowing us to participate in this fruitful session. And I really feel honored to be in the host company of former Governor of State Bank, Dr. Aditya. I'm so honored. So I would like to express on our side of the Punjab that most of the session which learned lady quoted over here has already been somewhat taken into practice in our province. Like this dynamic lady, we have a dynamic CM. She is very much welcoming to the these modern ideas. Especially, I would like to tell my audience over here that we have taken 2 dynamic projects in our province Punjab. First is Punjab socio-economic registry. We are going to register the data of each household in our province, in our 39 districts. And that data has a qualitative dimension that along counting the numbers of the household persons, we are going to register their socio-economic conditions as well. Their asset registry, their employability, their prospects of, you may say, economic, their status. All these things are going to be incorporated into that data registry. And we are going to digitize that data with certain sort of thresholds, which will enable the development allocation for the future. And it will also help us to more focus on the marginalized communities, the poverty-stricken communities, to give them more participatory share in our developmental portfolios. Secondly, again, as Dr. Sarva guided in her speech, that there must be some sort of online data integration. And in our Bureau of Statistics Punjab, which is a sort of sister agency at the province level, has initiated with our key digital agency, Punjab Information Technology Board, a project that says online statistical system for Punjab. So these 2 modalities, these 2 projects are going to enable us to make more evidence-based, informed decision making, and that will leave us more wise and qualitative development portfolio distribution among the different sectors of our society. So I think these 2 initiatives makes Punjab overall very much ahead in terms of say our other partner provinces, and we hope that this will add more qualitative dimensions to our development you may say distributions and portfolios. Thank you.
Excellent, and exactly on time there. Thank you very much. It's really exciting, Christina's registry and how you're working with PICB. Hopefully, these are also lessons that we can share across provinces. Over to you.
Thank you very much. I am representing Pakistan and kind of fifth province of Pakistan. Years back when I joined this service, there was no data available, and the decision making was mostly done on intuition or ad hocism basis. And unfortunately, because of that, there was no equity on the decision making. 2 years back, I joined Planning and Development Department, Gilgit-Baltistan, as Additional Chief Secretary. Once I joined, to my surprise, there was no reliable data available in Gilgit-Baltistan for planning and development of the area. And every process was done manually. The PC1, the planning cycle starts at the level of concept paper, and then the PC1, and then through departments it comes to planning and development department, and then there's a forum for the decision making. All this process was manual, and the last survey, reliable data was collected in 2013. For different projects, when I go through different documents, I was unable, the department was unable to find any kind of reliable data on any of the socio-economic field. So what we started with the help of, again, UN agency, we started a mixed survey, and all the socio-economic sectors, especially the education, health, women empowerment, these all were included in the mixed survey. So with a lot of efforts in 2 years, we completed that mixed survey. And now, Alhamdulillah, in Gilgit-Baltistan, we have the reliable data available for decision making as well as for the planning. Another important thing, because it is the age of digitalization, and moreover, it is the age of use of AI for the decision making. So what we did was we started digitalization of planning and development departments at the first stage, and then all the related departments. So now in Gilgit-Baltistan, we have the digitalization for each and every step of decision making in governance sector, as well as in the planning and development sector. For example, the concept paper is made by different departments basing on the reliable data we have gathered through the mixed surveys and through other surveys of different agencies. For example, AKDN, AKRSP, different UN agencies, they are also working in Gilgit-Baltistan. They also have these data available at state level. So at the concept level, the data is used for the concept paper, then it is processed through digitalization, digital portal. It comes to planning and development department. And once we are, making any decision on that forum, all the data, including the GIS and the mapping, is available. For example, if some decision has to be taken that in a particular area, we need to build a school or a college. First of all, we see what is the literacy rate of that area, how much is the distance from one school to other school, and then what is the literacy rate of women in that area. For example, in one of the areas in Gilgit-Baltistan, that is Diamar and Astor, unfortunately, the girls and women education is very low. So that we came to know through the digitalization and availability of data, and we started the concept of home schools at that area. For the last 2 years, with the help of donor agencies, we have established more than 200 home schools in the Diamar region, and the women education has really gone up because of this intervention. So this was only possible because of availability of reliable data and digitalization. One more important thing for Gilgit-Baltistan, unfortunately, we don't have access to the Bureau of Statistics because of the constitutional issues. But whenever we require data, we request them and we get the data. And another very big data bank is BISP. But again, getting data from BISP is like climbing K2 in Gilgit-Baltistan. It is a very tough and rigorous procedure. Prior to this assignment, I was posted in KP, and we needed data from BISP for some intervention. It took me almost 4 months to get the first batch of the data. And some of my colleagues was earlier mentioning that that too was given us manually. So I don't understand if the data is collected by some agency. For example, Punjab is very rich in collection of data because of PITB, and then other provinces are also. So this is very important, that the sharing of data. Even in Gilgit-Baltistan, which is a smaller province with a population of only 1.7 million, but area is very large, the data is available with different departments. So there is no integration of data, and it is very difficult to get data from one even department, other department for decision making. The integration of data is very important. Now, what we are doing in Gilgit-Baltistan, we have set up a PMRU at the Chief Secretary office, And with all the data available with different departments, whether it is historical data or it is collected through surveys or it is collected by different agencies, we are integrating those data in the Chief Secretary office under the PMI. And then we are using that data for different interventions in the social sector. And we are also using data for the governance. So now in Gilgit-Baltistan, all the departments, big departments like C&W, education, health, these departments have been digitalized. And the data has been integrated in PMRU as well as in the PND. And any decision making which is done or any planning which is done in Gilgit-Baltistan now is based on comparatively reliable data and totally on the digital platforms. The next stage would be use of AI. For some of the portals, we are already using the AI. For example, there is an intervention by the Prime Minister of Pakistan. 100 megawatt solar project has been given to Gilgit-Baltistan by the Prime Minister. So we introduced a portal to get applications and data that which segment of the society, poorest of the poor, and the educational institutions. So we made a portal for getting application and to scrutinize those applications basing on the data that which area lacks the energy price, which area has energy crisis, which is off grid, which of these segment of the people cannot afford the electricity, and where we don't have the electricity access. So this is because of availability of data, and the portal is using AI to scrutinize those applications. Now imagine that we didn't have the data and the use of AI. It would be taking a lot of time collect the data and to scrutinize, and still it would not be equity-based distribution of the solar system, because whenever there is human element, we have biases, we have different issues. Now we are also using this data for that. So for me, in Gilgit-Baltistan, there are a lot of opportunities because of being a smaller area, but there are a lot of issues. I think we will talk in the next response to not next question. But right now, Gilgit-Baltistan is digitalizing everything basing on the reliable data. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I think it was great to see some of those examples, despite the challenges you've mentioned, particularly how you've been able to adapt programming for schooling and for electricity to ensure that it's more equitable. Those are very valuable lessons that I think we can learn from. So over to
you. Thank you. I'm from AJK, Government of AJK Planning and Development Department. We have integrating data into formal planning instruments such as ADP, PC1s, policies, strategies. We have database for our annual development program. We have also SDG goals were also made part of that program. We can calculate how much is invested in which goal. Other we have we are creating disaggregated data as district, gender, age, using major surveys, for example, mix along with administrative data available in the sector. We're shifting from manual to digital surveys with the support of UNICEF, makes CLS strong. Strengthening coordination between Bureau of Statistics, T&D, and line departments. Building data literacy within planning institutions to support evidence-based decision making. We have arranged some trainings for our line departments in this regards. We have also have coordination with PBS
Recently, we have signed MOU between PBS and Planning and Development Azad Kashmir. PBS is very kind to support us for provision of data and other capacity building issues. They have also agreed to provide a dashboard for motor census, which they have created for our decision making at planning level. Well, besides these, we have key challenges. Fragmented data systems across departments. We have educational management system. We have health management information system. We have our annual development program system. We are publishing annually statistical yearbook, Azad Kashmir at a glance. But they are all fragmented, not in a way we can communicate with each other. Lack of common standards and interoperability. Unavailability of software dashboard for to combine all these. Capacity gaps in data, unclear data governance, sharing protocols, etc. Key opportunity, I am going to adopting digital first and integrated data platforms, leveraging administrative data to complement surveys. Smaller provincial system enabling faster piloting reforms. For these challenges I have discussed, we need support from UNS agencies and federal government to establish a portal, a dashboard to integrate all the data sets in different departments so that we can easily use for policy planning and other evidence-based decisions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Great to see how you're investing in capacity and really looking to see where you can collaborate in order to enhance the capacity that you have in AGK. I think just generally it's great to hear, while it's not great to hear the challenges repeated over and over again, it is good to know that we are on the right track because our D4D, Data for Development Initiative, does really look at tackling all of these challenges, starting from the data governance framework and moving on to these digital platforms where we can try and bring as much data together in one place and make it easy to access and to maneuver. Excellent. Mukasa, we will have some conversations with you afterwards. Over to you, sir, now from the federal.
Thank you very much. I must say that data is a basic input for policy planning, and the policy prescription and outcome, all the estimates depend on the quality of data, how nice it is, how finely collected without measurement errors. And in this modern world, the need for data is huge. The demand even in Pakistan is huge. There are lots of questions that the policy prescriptions may not work the same way in all the regions for all the people. So the national response, if it's uniform, is it working efficiently for all the regions? So definitely the need of spatial data with all social indicators, macroeconomic indicators, GDP, inflation, employment, youth-related numbers. They are required in a single map setting, in a digital setting, in which if there is an allocation government wants to make or want to provide some prescription for an illness, how it will be worked out for all the regions. We see the studies on the differential impact of monetary policy in various countries. And it is found that the impact is not the same because the industrial locations are different. Somewhere you see the small scale industry, where there is some other side you see large scale industries and their sensitivity to interest rate is different. The small scale, they are more dependent vertically on interest rate, while the large, they might get their own funding. So in case of a monetary policy shock in raising interest rate is going to affect various regions differently. So since in a Keynesian setting, it is said that the heterogeneous households are there. So similarly, the policy prescription might be different in various regions depending on the demand or depending on the social indicators in the region. So in Ministry of Finance, we have developed a digital dashboard containing lots of key indicators, macro-related financial indicators and others. See immediately, like from 1974 to 2024, and will be updated with the publication of the data economic supplement, which will come end of the month or early next week. We also, provide publish economic survey, which monitors the performance of various departments and agents by the government, depending on by collecting the relevant information from stakeholders, including the provinces. Then also the supplement, the debt sustainability analysis, the fiscal analysis, then macroeconomic framework, including the major macro forecast, GDP and all of its components, including agriculture, crop-wise, and then industrial data. One of our recommendations during the National Accounts Committee in May that we should scrutinize the industry data because it is collected through provinces. It is compiled through the Ministry of Industries, comes to PBS, then they publish it and provide this number in GDP. And we also help PBS, we are still helping. We had 2 meetings with provinces and found that this integration is required, digitization is required, especially in the mining sector. The mining data which comes from provinces is most of the time is manual. It's not establishment based. So we need to set up a track and trace system on mines. So, we get the accurate information on production, so the GDP number, which to this side it seems like underreported. It comes to the exact number because this GDP number, it affects all the fiscal macro financial ratios and even the policy planning. Ministry of Planning, in National Economic Council, they get the approval of national targets, including GDP, inflation, agriculture, industry numbers from Prime Minister Office. This National Economic Council is as per the Constitution 156. Provinces are member of it, and they give approval of the national target, GDP, what will be the GDP next year, including agriculture, industry, inflation, which is followed by even the state bank, that this is the target for inflation for next year. So all depends on health of the data. And in our monthly economic update, we give forecast of inflation and various other forecasts where it will be. So these forecasts, including these fiscal numbers, debt ratios are also affected by this GDP numbers. So there's a huge, I think, the demand for this data is higher, and there's also understanding that after its 18th Amendment, the provincial bureaus, they are also integrating with the National Pakistan Bureau of Statistics in the federal government. There should be more coordination between these bureaus. And I think that there might be some financial issues because conducting a survey is always, it requires lots of resources. But this integration and over time coordination, periodic meetings between the data agencies, compilation agencies, and then giving the final number is, I think, the best idea. Use of these AI-based information system and digitization of all these resources is a must, so we get these numbers as accurate as possible.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And so I think we can definitely see that we're coming to a bit of agreement around the challenges that we continue to face and the way forward. Everyone has mentioned coordination between the departments at the provincial level and between the provinces and the subnational government and the federal government. Integration of data must. Provincial data provides important inputs to federal data, but we need to build the capacity of the provinces and the subnational governments if we want to get quality data from that grassroots level. And digitalization technology is a must across the board if we want to optimize services. So I think these are great. Before we give you a chance just to give your final recommendation, we're going to open up for a few questions, just one round of questions, I'm sorry, because we are a bit tight on time. And if you could raise your hand if you would like, we'll take a few questions and then we'll let the panel respond. Madam, if you would like to go first, then we have two people at the back. Any one other person want to? Okay, we're going to stick with those three questions, Madam here, and then the two gentlemen at the back. Madam, please, do we have a microphone?
Okay, I'll try to speak.
You have a very loud voice, so go ahead. I think we'll hear you.
I'm a teacher, so. I'm a retired professor of economics from University and former Dean Social Sciences of Qaid-e-Azam University. Also, my question to the representatives of the subnational governments is that data has to be processed in order to become meaningful for development programming or planning purposes. So have the P&D departments in conjunction with the bureaus of statistics at the provincial level thought of developing consensus on a set of indicators customized to the profile of the subnational region, because obviously in some provinces, for example, the youth employment is more related to agriculture. In another province, it could be more related to the services sector, depending on the level of development. So has there been any work on that? I'm purposely not mentioning the SDGs because I know that at this point, there is a huge issue of data transmission from the provinces to the center for SDG goals and indicators measurement also. But, at a more basic level than that. Thank you.
Thank you. And to the two gentlemen, if you could just have your questions, please, and then we'll come to the panel for responses.
This is Zahid Jamal from BISP, a National Socioeconomic Institute. I just want to add a response in response to the discussions that NSCR, National Socioeconomic Registry, is collecting data. That's the data for development, that's the data for social protection development. And from 2017 onward, we are collecting data on socioeconomic indicator, and we share data with the provincial agencies, various provincial agencies. Currently, our database includes 38.7 million households on socio-economic indicators. And what we use AI, we use interoperability, we use all latest equipments, latest technology, latest techniques to improve the quality of the data. And this data is used for social protection. Currently, about 10.6 million households are getting benefit through effective targeting of socioeconomic data. And similarly, 2.4 million households, as Madam said, real-time data collection. We are collecting data at real time, and we call it dynamic socioeconomic registry, in which in last 2 years, about 22 million households were interviewed at 647 centers and 32 MRVs, and nearly 1,200 to 2,000 data entry operators are collecting data. So real-time data collection is in process, and change in socioeconomic condition of the household is again in process. And using this 2.4 million households, those whose socioeconomic status is improved but excluded from graduated from the program. And on real time, basis, on annual basis, we analyze those households who are getting benefit from social protection intervention are graduated if we observe their socioeconomic status is improved.
And just do you have a question for the panel? Because I think we know that BEP has an excellent data set. We look forward to seeing how people can get access to it.
I just want to add, it's not my question, I want to add, we are the one of the agencies are providing data to Punjab Affordable Housing Project, and numbers of number of departments are collecting data from which we are sharing data, and our data sharing committee success rate is 95%, more than 95%. Data requests are approved.
Okay. Very good. Thank you so much. We look forward to following up with you after this to see how we can improve data access for some of our.
Assalamualaikum,
Go ahead.
Iqbal, again from BISP. Just a comment from my side because I'm responsible for data sharing from BISP. As I saw, as I shared the scale of BISP. So we are in coordination with BSPA. We are in coordination with GB Social Welfare Department. We have our APIs established with GB. We have also developed a data portal for Gilgit-Baltistan portal. Similarly, we have shared almost 150 billion records with BSPA. Similarly, we have helped KP to develop IBR, that is Integrated Beneficiary Registry, and we are in planning and we propose whoever is interested to get data from BISP. We have a robust protocol data sharing, although it's not public at the moment, but we welcome all the stakeholders who are interested to get the data. They can approach us, and as per our BSP's protocol, we are here to facilitate in data sharing. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that. And I think that'll be something that we can definitely take offline to follow up whichever departments need support. UNFP will also be happy to provide support to facilitate that. So I think we just had one question from Basim in terms of the contextualization of the indicators customized to the regions. Does anyone want to take that question? And then we'll pass for a final round.
First of all, Ma'am Professor, thanks for people like you to be participating for events like this. Because academia, when participating into like events, it becomes a very encouraging for people like us, because it's also sort of policy feedback from you as well, rather than evaluation as well. So I would like to now give you a detailed idea how we are working. I mean, taking the clue from your question, first of all, the concept is Punjab Socio-Economic Registry. Now we have specialized departments or sub-agencies within that project. First of all, there is urban unit. It's our specialized agency which has spatial recording or measurement mapping of all of the problems. Second, we have again a specialized department that is Bureau of Statistics. Coupled with it is Punjab Social Protection Authority, and then Punjab Information Technology Board. How we are working, ma'am? Well, we have, first of all, our agency, Bureau of Statistics, has devised an 84 points performer. 84 points post column performer. And this has been given to urban unit who has an army of enumerators. These enumerators go house to house and fill these 84 questionnaires, and it covers every aspect of their day-to-day life. Once the performer is completed, BOS makes a quality audit or check of this data generated. It has their own SC monitors. We go and verify the data. When BOS finishes its work, it submits its data to PSPA, which has a sort of data cleansing, whether data fact is correct or wrong. And when this third stage passes, it goes to PHEB, which consolidates this data into system, and then it becomes more representative in a format which goes to the political leadership. But it's in the process of collection, so things are not finalized. But we know that data is a sort of life organism, because data is a variable thing. It will keep on going under variations. So our Punjab government is somehow looking forward to establish Punjab Socio-Economic Authority. So it becomes a sort of continual practice and the more informed and strategic decisions follow. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Would you like to also answer from JB, sir?
First of all, thank you very much for the PISP representative. Without any doubt, one of the best data the discussion, my point was just that availability of data is very, getting data even today from PISP is very difficult. If we have a data available, credible data available, at least to the government agencies, that data should be available on one click, except that sensitive data, which is personalized. So that was just my point. Coming over to the question of demand, the simple answer is no, because we don't have any protocols or integration with the Bureau of Statistics to identify what are the challenges and how it should be tackled. For example, you very correctly mentioned that there are different challenges for different provinces. For province like Gilgit-Baltistan, we have the shortage of electricity and internet. That is the biggest challenge for us. And for other provinces, maybe for Balochistan or AJK or for Punjab, there would be different challenges. We don't have any protocols and integration with the Bureau of Statistics. But as mentioned by my colleague from Punjab, we have our own system in place where we can, identify what are the challenges in which sectors, and in coming annual development program or BPSDP or donor funds, what would be the opportunities we should avail, and what are the targets, and what is the priority that is most important. So we are doing at the provincial level. We don't have integration with the National Bureau of Statistics, but we have some kind of integration with the Planning and Development Department of the federal government, and some of the integration with the finance department.
Thank you so much. So just to check before we move to the final comments from our panels, do we have the video ready for PND KP? If we can play it now. After the video, could we ask all of you to give us 30 seconds? What's your best recommendation on how to take this forward? So give you some time to think about it. Please go ahead and play the video. Thank you.
There does not exist a single paradigm for the data collection regime and then creating policy input for a collective policy for the whole provincial government. Right now, what is happening is that all departments, agriculture department, local government department, you name it, every department has its own regime working in a definite silo, and based on their own data, which usually do not make part of the policy making, because the data itself, the collection of the data is questionable, and at the same time use of that data into input that can lead on to an effective policy making, the link was missing. However, in the recent past, we have been working on the data governance model, in which we are trying to make the data collection more responsive and to increase its integrity for use in the subsequent policy making. That we have done through our traditional tools in a way of Bureau of Statistics that is at the disposal of provincial government, then using the GIS lab, the GIS hub for the data collection and data interpretation, and then there are certain other bodies. But to say the least, we did not have one single paradigm, one single platform on which we could place all that data and then turn out of meaningful results. But in the recent parts, we have been able to, with the help of UNFPA and with the help of their implementing part SDPI, we are working on this regime, and we have made out some certain deliverables that can help into a new policy making regime, in which the data driven policy making regime, in which the human element can be reduced to a greater extent. The challenges that we face in data collection and then the subsequent transformation into actionable data, that is the biggest problem in the province of KP. At least I can say for the province of KP, because the data enumeration or the data collection regime had a lot of issues, was riddled with a lot of issues. When the data was collected and once the data was brought in during the course of collaboration, we were not able to use the data effectively. That means we could not take out meaningful results, and resultantly that could not become part of the policy making regime. There is one thing with the data collection. The second problem was that how different regimes, different platforms using for the same purpose, but used by different departments. The collaboration of data from different tentacles of the government and bringing them all to a single platform was another challenge that we used to face, and we are facing right now because we are in the process of revamping it. Thirdly, how to make it useful, how to bind the policy making departments to use this data for their policy making and make decision based on the findings of these data was another challenge. Now the government itself is responsive because with the advancement in technology and the development scenarios, we want to reduce discretions and make it more and more responsive to the needs of the public, more and more responsive to needs of the issue at hand, and that can only be possible if we look at data with total impartiality, and that is only possible when we are working through data driven policy making. However, there are certain externalities to this which shall remain there, so because in social area of social sciences there can be some deviations, but hardcore planning still requires data regime, for which we are very grateful to the UNFPA. Recently they have worked with the International Development Section to devise a data governance regime, and their implementing partner SDPI has also been working closely with the PND to collaborate the efforts of the BOS and the GIS lab, and to bring in a big change in the current system. One of the key final result that we received as a result of this effort was a governance density index that the government of KP is now working on, and we have got many advances in that. That is the final product that we are going to receive in the days to come, that will have an impact on our monitoring regime, our governance density index, and it will also improve our general government's outlook and its presence in the up to the level of Union Council.
Excellent. Thank you very much to Nola Ahmad, the Chief Economist from Planning Development Department KP. And I think what he's reflected is pretty much very similar challenges to what all of you have shared with us in person. And good to see that there's been some progress. So to end off our panel discussion today, we'll do our last quick fire. What's your one recommendation in 30 seconds on how we move forward? We'll start with you, sir.
I will even finish less than 30 seconds. Digitization and following data standards internationally.
So, I would say data-enabled development planning is ultimately about fairness, ensuring policies, programs, and resources reach those who need them the most.
I think that the program would be access to the available data, and most importantly, integration of data with different departments, and then digitalization and use of AI. Because Pakistan is much behind on AI, and this is the time that the AI should be used based on the correct data.
I would recommend that our data gathering agencies should be restructured, digitized, and human resource pertaining to these agencies should be given latest and modern trainings and the latest practices of around the globe regarding this data collection should be introduced or somehow imparted to our provincial units, national units, especially with cooperation of agencies like SDPI and human platforms.
Thank you. So Dr. Shamsha, we've had adherence to data standards, fairness, access to data, integration of data, AI, capacity. I think everyone listened very well to your initial speech. What would be your final recommendation here, Mark?
I think everything has been said. I really appreciate colleagues from the provinces. It's very ground realities that have been presented. I think I would recommend that UNFPA does more than holding these conferences. Make sure that it provides the technical funding, support, knowledge, particularly in the modern areas like I was mentioning, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, and so on and so forth. I'd be happy to share my notes with you. So I think you should rate what is, because these guys are the custodians of the data network.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hamza, once again for joining us. So I think we've taken due note of your recommendations, and particularly your recommendation that together with other UN agencies, we should be working to really bring that future technology data collection to Pakistan. We'll do our best in our 2026 programming to make sure that we take as many of those recommendations on board with you. With that, I'd like to ask the audience to thank all of our panel members and our chief guests today. Thank you very much for your time. Now we'll be passing over to Dr. Sajid from SDPI for the next session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Laura. So we can present souvenirs. So we can give to everyone the one souvenir and we can have a group photo. We have to have evidence, the data evidence that you are here. So this is what we are creating, the data evidence that you are on the stage. We'll be taking a picture. So thank you so very much, very interesting discussion. And big thanks to audience and my double thanks that you please stay seated. We have another session continuing and then we will be breaking for lunch. I promise we will not be late for lunch. As per agenda, we will be closing. Yes. To Laura as well. So please, Laura, you have done the most brilliant job, so please, for you as well. Can we have it clapping, please? Thank you. I don't have a box, so I'll take in the next. You can continue. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Mahmood Anjam sir, you have to stay with us. Another round, we will be testing your stamina. So please do stay with us. Thank you all the panelists. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Dr. Shankar. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been, this is Dr. Sajid Amin, Sustainable Development Policy Institute. Huh? I'm told that I have to stop 1 minute because they are having some links and sound testing. So please, you have 2 minutes. Send the link and we will be starting. If we can request, please give Is it a go ahead? Great, thank you. We finished in 2 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Now we move to discussion to the data homes. We have been talking data since morning, but let me now bring you a discussion around those who produce data, those who bring data to us. In the next 1 hour, we will be discussing how to reimagine the statistical system, the data architecture in a forward-looking, modernizing context. And for me, with me, I joined. Let me invite our keynote speaker, Dr. Gulnara, Deputy Representative UNFPA Pakistan on stage, please. She brings us 26 years of experience from across Sudan, East Asia, Europe, Zimbabwe. So we will be listening a multi-country perspective in her keynote. For the panel discussion, I'm also joined by Mr. Rabia Awam, Deputy Director General, Census and PSLM Section, Pakistan Bureau of Statistics. The most busy person these days. We are seeing every day LFS is being launched, PSLM is being launched, economic census is being launched, agriculture census is being launched. So she must be the most busy person. From Punjab, I'm joined with Mr. Muhammad Mumtaz Ahmed, Director, Bureau of Statistics, Punjab. Sir, thank you. You have always been a great sport whenever we were in the Punjab. You were a great sport. From AP, we are joined by Mr. Khaliqur Rahman, Director, Bureau of Statistics, AP. So if I can ask Nicola, please, to welcome our panelists. This will be refreshing you as well. So continue. I'm also joined by Mr. Mahmood Anjum, Chief of Section. He was in the earlier session. I asked him just to have a glass of water and then rejoin us back. Are we joined by Sufyan Abu Harb? Has he joined us?
He is joining.
He is joining. So he will be having special remarks. Sufyan Abu Harb, our international consultant on ND, NSDS, and a very frequent visitor to Pakistan. The discussion that we will be doing, how does a modern Bureau of Statistics look like? Or what it should look like? And by modernizing me in statistics, in skills and technology, and in a role as well. I mean, the kind of a role that has been limited to just a producer of data, I think in a modern way, they are the main actor in shaping evidence-based policy making to multiple roles. So to begin with, let me invite our keynote speaker, Dr. Gulnara, for her keynote. You can come here or you can speak from there on. You can come here. Wherever you are comfortable. We are okay. Thank you.
Distinguished panelists, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon. For me, it's a great pleasure to join this session today and to open the session because it's absolutely of critical importance. Today, we are imagining a new generation of national institutions capable of responding to the needs, hopes, and rights of every person in Pakistan. I see federal and province leaders, statisticians, academia, UN agencies, and partners who have walked this 2 years journey under the Data for Development initiative. This initiative launched with the support of the government of Netherlands and implemented with our national provincial partners, including SDPI as a major contributor, was never meant to be a project. It was meant to be a promise that Pakistan development will be guided not by guesswork, but by clarity, not by gaps, but by evidence, not by outdated structure, but by institutions built for tomorrow. Today, as we discuss Pakistan's statistical architecture, we must acknowledge one truth. Strong statistical systems do not emerge by chance. They are built strong leadership, vision, and courage. Courage to reform, courage to innovate, and courage to challenge the way things have always been done. This session shines a light on exactly on those elements, and Pakistan is now moving from traditional data collection towards strategic, modern, and responsive data institutions that do not simply produce numbers, but actively shape policies, budgets, and development priorities. Through the revised National Strategy for Development of Statistics by PBS, we now have a unified national framework to guide modernization across all bureaus of statistics. This is not just a document, it's a blueprint for next decade of transformation, coordination, and institutional strengthening. The functional reviews of the provincial bureaus, the restructuring of the Balochistan Bureau of Statistics, the creation of Balochistan Population Economic Research Institute, data governance framework, and D4D portal at national and provincial levels represent breakthrough that will uplift provinces. These reforms tell every province from Punjab to KP, from Sindh to Balochistan, that their data matters, their people matter, and their development journey matters. But beyond the structures and reform, I want to speak about the spirit of this transition. At its heart, remaining Pakistan's statistical architecture is about people. The mother who needs reliable health services. The farmer whose survival depends on the accurate climate data. The policymaker who must plan with confidence. The young graduates searching for an opportunity. The girl whose future depends on being counted today. When we strengthen data systems, we are strengthening their voice, their visibility, and their future. This is why UNFPA believes so deeply in this agenda. A strong national statistical system is not only technical infrastructure, it's a pillar of democracy, accountability, and social justice. It ensures that provinces receive their fair share, that vulnerable groups are seen, and that no development plan is made without the people it is meant to serve. This journey from reform to institutionalization requires continuity, it requires political commitment, operational clarity, and sustainable financing. But above all, it requires a shared belief that data is not a technical issue, it's a national priority. I want to take this moment to thank our provincial and federal partners for their openness to reform, our partners at DPI for implementing our D4D initiative and being our intellectual companion on this journey, and the Netherlands for their catalytic support that allows this initiative to take flight. To the Bureau of Statistics represented here today, your role is more important than ever. You are not only data producers, you are guardians of truth, architects, credibility, and champions of evidence for Pakistan development. Let us commit today to build institutions that are modern, resilient, and worthy of hopes of the people they serve. Institutions that do not merely respond to the demands of today, but anticipate the needs of tomorrow. And just to contribute also from my side, because I'm here 4 months, truly enjoying my presence in Pakistan, because I was leading population and development agenda in Eastern Europe, Central Asia, working on the Bureau of Statistics with the population and development and academia, because it's truly all the evidence really built on the data. If you want to really talk about inequalities, we can look at different parameters of inequalities. Gender, rural, urban, as I keep saying, it can be minorities, refugees, it can be elderly, it can be young people. Even when we talk about young people, they are not homogeneous groups, they are all different. So that's why to have reliable, disaggregated data to inform sectoral planning, to inform policy making is very critical, specifically during the today's agenda. And what I heard, recommendation to apply more innovations, AI, there's a way we shall go to move forward. I thank you, and it's a pleasure to open the session today.
Thank you, Dr. Gulnar. As I had to travel too much to Mike, so I'll be sitting and so let me begin now the moderated panel discussion. I have just one question that each one of you, and we are okay with English or Urdu, wherever you feel comfortable, so please take. What is your definition of a next generation of Bureau of Statistics? How do you imagine what should it look like? And let me make it a bit more complicated, simple. Imagine that you have all the resources to modernize your bureaus. what are 3 things that you would like to do? So all of you, so what is your definition of a next generation Bureau of Statistics? And if you have resources, what are the 3 things that you think you will do to modernize your bureaus? So Ravi, if I can open with you, and you can also bring any other thoughts that you have on this one. And if we can have 5 minutes first intervention. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for this opportunity. What I see as a modern National Statistical Office is an integrated system, coherent system with a strong coordination with all the components of the national statistical system. We're working together and an integrated platform to provide data to the users through a centralized data hub. And not only vision of data, but actually the utilization of data for the informed decision making. This is actually the goal goal we are looking for, a modern NSS actually, because not only the collection of data is important, its utilization is important, and its dissemination is very important. I heard in the previous panel discussion, everybody is asking that the data is not available. The data is being collected, but it's in the fragmented format everywhere. So there's a need that in the modern national statistical system, we not only collect data, we collate it, we present it in a friendly, customized way for the users who are using it in informed decision making. I see, I'm looking because as you have mentioned, that if you have all the funds with you, so what we are thinking of that we move towards a statistical performance index of at least 85 in coming 2 years. Coming to 3 years, where there's a ranking for the data dissemination, the strong institutional networks, integration of data, and then the open data initiative score of increasing the score in open data initiatives, because it's very important. I just saw Dr. Zahid is sitting here, my teacher. He was my teacher. And always he is commenting on the post that the data is not available in the user-friendly format, it's not open, it's not available. So what is our goal and what is my thinking is that availability of data, use of AI and big data, not only the traditional methods of data collection, but using integration of the administrative data and the other sources and the big data for informed decision making. This is what I do. Thank you.
Thank you, Mumtaz Saab, you will. But before that, I've been told that we are also joined online by Dr. Rafiq Ahmad Chandiyu, Director General, Bureau of Statistics, Sindh. Sir, thank you so much for joining us. And I leave the same question for the audience as well. I mean, data producers may have their own definition of modern bureaus, but as a data user, what is your definition of a modern Bureau of Statistics, a next generation Bureau of Statistics? So I come to you as well to collect your thoughts. What are 3 things that you would like to see bureaus doing that they are not doing right now? So over to you.
Thank you, sir. Assalamu alaikum to everyone. First of all, I would like to say thank you to the NFPA and STPI for launching this D4D program. This is the need of time. And I would also thank UNFPA for providing the advanced trainings to our staff for their HR development and the IT equipment also. Regarding the question, I think there are 3 things which are very important for a modern bureau. The first thing is demand for the data. What information is required by the policymakers? We should identify that, and we should have a close interaction with the policymakers, with the departments who are actually the users of the data. The first thing is that we should know what we have to produce. And we are working, we are producing, but sometimes we are ignoring the needs of the users. The second thing would be is the provision of timely and accurate information by doing the survey. In this, this quality information, production of quality information and timely information, it means we should at all the steps of a survey, for example, tools development, manual development, sample selection, trainings, KPI development applications, then their survey trainings and feedback, MCTs, analysis, report. At every step that Bureau do, there should be a monitoring mechanism to monitor every step. For example, if we develop a questionnaire and manual, we should have an expert within organization or outside the organization to review it and guide it. For example, we train our enumerators to send them in the field staff. We should give them a detailed training, and at the end, we should assess them. If they understand the question, then we should send them the field, otherwise not. And in the same way, when we send the people in the field to collect the data, and their data is captured through the KPI application and coming on the central server, we should take the data on daily basis and feedback them. If an enumerator is doing some mistakes, then we should inform him to rectify those mistakes, to avoid those mistakes. And at the end, the report. So these are the steps of any survey should be reviewed, should be monitors, some expert, and some experts. Because the data is very important. At any step, if we ignore it, we do not care its quality, then it impacts on the life of the people. Because on the basis of data, the planning is being done. The third thing is the dissemination of information. Again, Bureau should have a strong link with the data users and should ensure that the information should be readily accessible to them through portals, through websites, and through AI. And this is my point of view. Thank you.
Thank you. Khalid साहब, केपी ब्यूरो बड़ा एक्टिव कर रहा होता है चीजें, बहुत सारी चीजों में आई रिमेम्बर कि जो प्रोविंशियल जीडीपी पे बहुत सारी बात हो रही है। तो आपके ख्याल में क्या है कि ये मॉडर्न ब्यूरो कैसा होना चाहिए और क्या 3 चीजें आप करना चाहेंगे? सो ओवर टू यू। इसके बाद हम डॉक्टर रफीक चांडी साहब को ले रहे होंगे। तो हमारी जो टीम है, अगर कोई टेक्निकल चेक बैक आपने करना है तो प्लीज करके रखिएगा। थैंक यू। सो ओवर टू यू।
And thank you, UNFPA, for providing support, especially Khadija, Farah, and Shawan as well, and Ajami. So for me, if you ask me, like, what should the modern Bureau of Statistics look like? I would just define it in one sentence, that it should be one data stop shop. That whoever is visiting it, rather than they inquire us, all the data is available. This is my point, my aim, my objective, and therefore we are working together to achieve that. Now, how to do it? Of course, it's an uphill task. We don't have that much expertise at the moment, the technical expertise. But we have started as level. Maybe your next question, maybe that. So I'm not going to discuss that. What we need to integrate all the data available with the departments and cover knowledge, education, health, and public health, and few other departments have their MI6 databases available. So we can of course integrate with them. But in the future, like it is a must that all the departments should have their databases available, because if they don't produce the data, they don't share the data, I mean, their very much use is like questionable. So this is what we are looking at. This is the only one-stop data shop is only possible if all the department has the data, the administrative data is available with them, and then we integrate with them. So if we bring it, whoever want to have to see the data, to get the data, to download it, it should be only one place. There should be like the data BUS AP data portal. This is what our aim and objective is. Now, secondly, we talk about the primary data, equally important. My colleague Mumtaz has said about it that, of course, whenever we want to collect data, all steps should be followed. Critically, the provision of sample from PBS and survey methodology. These are devising questionnaires, implementing them, the survey plan, all these are important. And what we need to see all these capacities available with the Provincial Bureau of Statistics as well. And finally, the dissemination, we are doing that, and that whatever we produce, whatever data we produce, we provide it in the most easiest form available to the user, so that they can use it, download it, the primary and secondary data both. This is what the 3 points I would I'm dreaming of. Thank you.
Thank you. Can we have now Dr. Rafiq Chandi with us? Dr. Saab, can you hear us?
Thank you very much, sir. I can hear you very well. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. And I'm sure you have joined us since beginning, but I'll repeat question if you were slightly late in joining us. What is your definition of a next generation Bureau of Statistics? If you have to make Sindh next generation Bureau of Statistics, what will be your reference point and what are top 3 things that you would like to do? Imagine you have all the resources.
Well, it's a pertinent question. Now or never, we must address that question. And I think my colleagues from all other bureaus, they have same thinking, and we have been discussing on many other forums, that what is kind of modern statistical system we are looking forward. I believe at the moment, what challenges we are facing, one of the challenges that all these bureaus, including PBS is a bit more than, we are not independent organizations. We're working under the government, so that creates a problem, which is like data is influenced somehow with the budgetary constraints, and there is no buying from government, but it must be an independent organization, enough independent to produce their data products, and no matter whatever happens, because last time we did some surveys and surveys were presented. So one of the department, their status was not good. They stood up and they said, we are not going to recognize the survey because we spend billions on in our department field, and we don't, this survey doesn't reflect. Our answer to that is that you need to check your strategy, not to the statistics. Statistics tells you that what you have done, maybe you have spent billions, but your billions are not reaping results. So you must, go through the strategy, and this is verify the billions you are spending. So any data statistics which all of us are doing, we have one of the problem which we are not independent, and that I was really surprised to see that all these stakeholders from the departments, they must sign to recognize that. And very famously, our mix last year was delayed for 2 years for the survey. So we are trying to push through the government. We have got some political support from Chief Minister of Sindh and Chairman PND and Chief Secretary now to at least make Sindh Bureau of Statistics enough, they have sovereignty to produce their things. So number one is we can solve that. So that story goes beyond what we are looking forward in organization, which is a modern organization, and our needs, which are day by day increasing, how these needs can be supplemented, reducing our poverty and our other development profiles. Data estates can help in many ways. The planning, which is not using at the moment, if we see the planning departments and all those, because I am a member of the PWP, and what we are looking every week, how our projects are being designed by the departments. It needs certainly a data. If they don't have data, they are just designing some projects, which projects may not give them results which are highly required. I believe if a modernized system, which is number one is the digital transformation, and number two is the integration and coordination, and number three, there are user councils which we are going to create as a PBS has that 2011 act. We are going to incorporate all these and have our own act which will run this. I think integration is one of the issue which we are facing, because all the departments, their data is not integration. I am thankful. Let me share this on this, acknowledge the SDPI and UNFPA. They have helped us, and SDPI has created a very good data portal for us, which is ready to be launched in Bureau of Statistics. That will give us a integrity of a high level of integrity with the departments, all that data. And what we have seen is amazing kind of any researcher, any policymaker, they can integrate and coordinate the data points from health to education, from education to agriculture, for economic and everything. So I think we are moving forward on a way to modernize, not only me, but I know, because we have a very good coordination with all my colleagues in other provinces. They are sitting there with Madam Rabia and all that. We are looking forward to very modern data systems, which are just like other developed countries, like could be Netherlands, because our systems are coming from Canadian system, what I've read and I've seen. So we are going to create with them, but there are challenges, and these challenges, all my colleagues, DGs of bureaus, and Madam Rabia, one of the guiding light in PBS, we are working, and I think doing all these things with a coordinated efforts, we can create a modern systems which will create synergies, and development scenario will be changed in coming 5 years.
Thank you, Dr. Rafiq. Two quick sort of requests before coming to our speaker. Dr. Sufyan, have you joined us? I will be coming to you at the end of this session with the same question, given your very international perspective and experiences. What is your modern Bureau of Statistics? You are listening us from Pakistan's perspective. So I'll be coming toward the end to you. You will be concluding this session with your definition of statistics, Bureau of Statistics modernization. And I know you have been very extensively working in Pakistan. So what are your top 3 recommendations to modernize? But at the same time, I'll also be coming after the speaker, before Dr. Sufyan coming to the audience. What are 2-3 things that you would like the bureaus to do? And with the request that please bear us with next 20 minutes. I know data is a boring subject, but remember, this is the only platform that brings data users with all the bureaus face to face. So please do make the benefit of this opportunity. And Dr. Rafiq, do stay with us. We will be launching Synth Portal. Thanks to UNFPA for all the wonderful support to produce, and your guidance and the continued push-ups from Muqaddar Shah and his team to complete this portal we will be launching with your presence in. Sir, back to you, Mahmood Anjum Saab, Chief of Section Planning Development, AJK, some sort of data user as well. So please, your perspective.
Thank you. First of all, so we are moving in same direction. as we all know that data is the base for development. So a modern integrated and trusted statistical system that enables evidence-based governance, resilient development and inclusive growth, which may be from reports to decision intelligence. The next generation systems should focus on dashboards instead of bulky reports, near real-time monitoring, policy-oriented analysis. Thank you.
This was super crispy, and that saves time for the audience. So if you can raise your hand and tell us 2-3 things, two ideally, that would really like our bureaus to do. So Zahid Asghar Saab, then from here and then at the back. So if we can have a mic, please. Where is my team? You are getting lazy slightly, please.
My name is Adil and I'm working as a Deputy Director in Provincial Disaster Management Authority, PDMA, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. My question from the panel members is that, is there any data sharing protocol or mechanism signed by the Bureau of Statistics, either at the federal or the provincial level, on which format the line departments of the province and at the federal, they are supposed to provide the data? And if there isn't any data protocol, some departments may not be sharing the data, their reluctancy, they may be not sharing this specific data. Sometimes they will share the data which is required. Because what we observed in the flood 2022, we were requiring a lot of data from the provincial line departments in the 2022 floods. And really the line department, they were reluctant to share the data. The result was that we have to approach to the provincial chief secretary, and under the Performance Management and Reforms Unit, PMRU, they developed a dedicated dashboard. And after the interventions of the CS office, the data sharing, it was started. So is there any protocol at the Bureau of Statistics?
Thank you. Sir, how would you like to see a modern Bureau of Statistics in Pakistan? Very briefly. I'm the between you and the lunch.
I think what comes in my mind is that Bureau should have some web APIs. Instead of basically going for this integration, it will take very long time otherwise. They have data available for different departments at different forums. They should have those links placed on their websites at first stage. Because data integration among coordination between provinces and federation and all this may take very long time. Initial stage should be, as we have all those indicators of WPI, IMF, all those indicators are available there. They should have those data that is available as, and secondly, the file nature should be changed. As Rabia has mentioned, they are providing all those micro data in very nice format, but we'll have to go to CSV form, JSON form, and instead of just providing it in XLSX, which is very, which takes very large space for data storage. So therefore, I think this web API concept, that is that will be that I have 20 linkages only available, 30 linkages, 50 linkages, and that will help us.
Thank you. If we can go back. Yes. Nagari, I can come to you from this side.
पहले क्योंकि स्टूडेंट बैठे तो मैं उर्दू में पहले बात करूं
जी प्लीज
मैं चाहता हूं मैं डॉक्टर साहिब जवाब कि जो FBBS है सिर्फ परसेंटेजेस टेबल और समरी डेटा ना शेयर करे, दिस विल शेयर नॉलेज एंड विजडम, उसकी बेस पर एक इंडेक्स डेवलप हो। अभी एक मैंने मॉडल डिजाइन किया है कि जो इंडेक्स डेवलप होगा उसको बैकवर्ड अगर आप जाए तो वो उसके लिए जो स्टेटिस्टिक्स यूज हो रही है उसको कौन सी इन्फ्लुएंशियल कौन सी हमने स्टेटिस्टिक्स यूज करनी है टू डेवलप नॉलेज एंड विजडम, उससे हम जब बैक जाए तो वो डेटा कलेक्शन और प्रिपरेशन। सो जब भी मैं ये समझता हूँ कि मैं जब डेटा लूँ पीबीएस से तो मेरे पास ये सारी चीजें आनी चाहिए। मिसाल के तौर पर कि बाय जो हमारे पास लिटरेसी रेट है 66%, 68% ये रह रहा है पिछले 40 साल में। तो एक तो इंडेक्स मेरा आ गया कि हमारी लिटरेसी इंडेक्स क्या है और उसके पीछे वो कौन सी स्टैटिस्टिक्स है, वो कौन से इंटरलिंक वेरिएबल्स है जो कि मुझे कंसिस्टेंसी शो कर रहे हैं डेटा के अंदर।
Contextualization. So Dr. Alia Hashmi, if our member of technical working group as well, very honored name in Pakistan. So over to you, Dr.
Thank you. I've been listening since the morning, and there has been a lot of emphasis on integration, and I agree with Professor Zahid Asghar that integrating especially administrative data which is available in different digital or manual formats across line departments is a Herculean task. So there is a concept which I learned not very long ago. It is interoperability, which means that systems talking to other systems. So the first thing of a for a modern bureau, and I mean the provincial bureaus, because I think PBS is sufficiently digitized to provide user-friendly data, is that they need to require all administrative data to be experts could throw light on that more, but there is a need for clarity of exactly, because you see the PBS also collects provincial level data, but do the provinces use the data collected by the PBS at the provincial level for their planning? So we have to have clarity on which data is coming from where and how is it translating into some kind of indicators for policy makers to follow at the planning and development departments at the provincial level and of course at the federal level also.
Thank you.
I hope I've been able to make my point clearly.
Thank you. I'll take one more question from the youth. We have been talking since morning, youth. If you can go to the students, how would you like to see Pakistan Bureau of Statistics as a student, as a researcher? क्या चाहिए आपको Pakistan Bureau of Statistics? And then I'll be inviting Dr. Abu Sufyan. And then final for closing, with 1 minute to each of the speakers to have reflections on what has been said. So, no questions from our students? आप स्टूडेंट नहीं है सर. Anyone? हमें इतनी शिकायतें आती हैं कि पीबीएस ये नहीं करता, पीबीएस वो नहीं करता, और आप सवाल आप पूछ नहीं रहे हैं. They're fine with PBS. Ravi, excellent job. So let me have a quick sir comment, 30 seconds. जहाँ पे आप खड़े हैं हमको दीजिए, और डॉक्टर इरफान आपका भी 30 सेकंड के लिए तैयार कर लें खुद.
My question is that there is data, but where is development? That's very. My question is very simple.
Excellent.
Thank you.
We'll see. Irfan, quick question, and then. I promised to finish at 2, and I'm eating up time of my brother Sufyan. So.
My question is कि हमने डेटा की कलेक्शन की बात कर ली, टाइमली रिलीज पे बात क्यों नहीं कर रहा ब्यूरो? देखिए मिक्स जो है वो ऑलमोस्ट 2024 के स्टार्ट में कहीं पंजाब वाला शुरू है और दिसंबर 24 में इन्होंने एक वो की इंडिकेटर की रिपोर्ट लॉन्च कर दी, देन टेक अ ईयर। तो प्लानिंग किधर होगी, डेटा टाइमली रिलीज करेंगे तो देन आई थिंक सो इट्स मोर बेनिफिशियल। और सेम इज फॉर द स्टूडेंट भी यही होंगे कि डेटा नहीं मिलता।
ठीक है, thank you. So in the meantime, you can structure your thoughts. You can pick one points. Don't try to reflect on everything. 1 point each. Let me go to my brother from Palestine, Dr. Sufyan Abu Hab. Over to you, Abu Sufyan. I'll be testing your Prezi skills. That how Prezi and modern definition of Bureau of Statistics. Over to you.
I think I have internet problems. I hope that it will save me during my presentation. Thank you for this opportunity, my friend.
Can you hear us?
Yes, yes. Are you hearing me?
Can you allow permission to Abu Sufyan for slides? Dr. Abu Sufyan, this is what you are asking?
Are you hearing me?
We can hear you. This is technology modernization.
इसकी साइड पे नेट का
Yes.
Palestine.
Yes.
Slides share हो गई?
Yes, Dr. Sajid, I continue.
Brother Sufyan, if you can continue with your slides even. We trust more you than slides.
Statistics Bureau. Yes, I think the first challenge is for the Statistics Bureau, to become people statistics office before it's data statistics office. You need to interact. Very attractive to wide data audience. This is the first challenge, I think. The second challenge is you have to be a data reference in the country, not only in surveys or in censuses, but in all data landscape in Pakistan, and it's expanding rapidly. And the third one, you need to be accountable. Accountable not only what you do inside your office, but accountable. Something happened in Sindh, the one in Punjab must care about it and must feel the pain and gains. If there are any accomplishments in Sindh, then I need to be proud of it, as it happened in my country. So the topic of my presentation, if you allow me, the first I will. Next, please. I think yes. And this is very difficult question. I need to repeat it. So I'll go for the next question. Do we have a growing data culture in Pakistan? And I can speak loudly from my experience and what I have seen in Pakistan. Yes, yes, and yes. How that? Because there are many evidence that there is a growing data culture in Pakistan. Let's see. Next, please. I need to control my presentation, otherwise it will not be helpful. So there are many evidence. UNFPA, World Bank, the Pakistan Data and Evidence Lab. You can look at empirical studies in different provinces, a lot, all dependent on data and using data. And the data faced 2025, 2024, we call it in Palestine, it's a data wedding. It's amazing how many people came and participated in this event. This show that there is a growing data culture in Pakistan. And from the stakeholders' engagement during the development of the national strategy for development of statistics for Pakistan, the interest, the passion, and they want to be part of the future development of data landscape in Pakistan. So yes, there is a shift toward the data-driven data decision making in Pakistan. So if we look at the data, next slide. If we go to Google, so that the interest in data, back please, back. Back, another slide back. Yes, the interest in data the interest in data is increasing rapidly. It's exceeding the interest in statistics, but it's okay. And if we go to data and artificial intelligence, it's amazing for the past 5 years what's happening in Pakistan. Next, please. Yes. So we can see, like, something is happening, Dr. Sajid, in the internet connection is not saving me.
Sufyan, if I'm asking, that's why I'm asking that if you can go, I mean, leave the slides aside, if you can have your own remarks here in next 2 minutes, that how would you like top 2 things that bureaus in Pakistan need to do? Top 2 things.
Yes. I think for the next generation of National Statistics Office is not enough to focus only on surveys, censuses, and to be totally dependent on surveys, which is related to availability of funds, and it has the challenges of going into small area statistics that is not available, etc. And then you need to knock the administrative records. Administrative records, yes, it's very important, but you need to answer a question in the next 5 years. How much of my data is dependent on administrative records? If you cannot answer this question, then how am I going to measure whether I have progressed in building my national statistics system on administrative records? I need to invest more in administrative data, so that this, of course, very important, because I don't have enough funds to implement all the surveys that the users want. But the data is already there. It's available as a byproduct from the different data systems. I need to invest in this data. That's why the next NSDS, it's 70% of the budget, it's data. I need to invest in data. The 30% it's on capacity building, on IT, etc., which is very logical. This is a good practice everywhere you go. And yes, please.
Brother Sufyan, thank you.
Okay,
we can listen you as we always continue to listen. But it's me and you between the lunch and the people. I hope you won't take this burden on your shoulders. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for this opportunity.
Please stay with us. We will be in shortly launching Sindh Development Portal. So please do stay with us. I'll go now to the final 1-minute remarks. You can cover anything that you like, but not more than 1 minute. So in the meantime, please get your mouse and everything ready for the launch. Dr. Sajid?
I will take 2-3 minutes because I will be describing something.
Then you will be having a sin on delaying us on the lunch.
I think it's important that we talk about
Please, 2 minutes.
My point is that, first of all, it's very important to have data. But as a Pakistan Bureau of Statistics, which is leading the national statistical system, actually we must confess that we lag behind adopting the standardization. We have the data in the provinces, but the data is not standardized to compare. We need to develop the national quality assurance framework. We need to develop the national metadata framework. It's very important that otherwise one person is asking, is there any protocols for data sharing? There's no proper protocols which are fine between the provinces. I just want to share that everybody is talking about the administrative data. But the main thing is that the weakness of the system in the coordination and integration. Let me tell you one thing. We are just working on the gender-related indicators, and we need data for the financial inclusion of the women by provinces and their account details and their digital account details. But you know, the State Bank has clearly informed us that they don't have provincially disaggregated data. They don't have age disaggregated related data. They just give us one number. So there is a data, but it's not addressing the needs. So what we have to do that we have to first develop the needs which are required. Of course, provinces are collecting their data, but when you have to report at the national level, you need a national level numbers. Provinces cannot report at these numbers. So we must have to work together, not only to make standardized variables, to reduce the duplication efforts. Some people are producing indicators, we are also producing the indicators. These are duplication. So we need to work on it. Otherwise, we are just working without any direction. So this is my point that the other thing which is very important, we are talking about APIs. Of course, in horizontal line ministries, there are very long list of the ministries that they don't have the infrastructure for APIs. So we first have to develop the infrastructure for APIs also. We are moving towards working with State Bank by using sharing the data through APIs. But even we are not sharing with any other ministry with APIs because they don't have the infrastructure. So first we have to make the infrastructure for data sharing and integration. Then we can move forward, and we have to develop the systems. That is my recommendation.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. First, I would like to tell that in all the Bureau of Statistics in the Pakistan, they have formats. On those formats, they take the data from different departments for their publication development statistics. APIs in Punjab, we have developed a system for monitoring and evaluation of the development projects, and we fetch the data through APIs from a SMDP system. One of our colleagues talked about the prescriptive statistics for the decision making. Yes, our data sets are available, and if you want to use it for prescriptive statistics, we can guide you. The last thing is the multiple indicator survey delay. One of colleagues has said this is a genuine delay. Because this big survey is not being done and released by Bureau. UNICEF is giving us technical support, and their experts review it at first level and second level. So now it is at last level, and almost within 1 month, we will disseminate it. It's at final touches. And other thing I would like to tell, these surveys are very costly surveys, cannot be done in every year because the situation on the ground does not change rapidly. So the survey done in 2024, you can use it for policy planning for the next 3 to 4 or 5 years.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Click sir. Very quickly.
Right. The most important thing is the coordination among the data producers. As
Ms. Rabia has mentioned it. And regarding the availability of data, we have developed KPBOS data portal in which we have migrated all So we are trying hard to share the available data with all the stakeholders. Of course, if anybody reaches us and asks us for specific data, we can collect it and we can publish it.
Thank you. Sir, thank you. Over to you. Dr. Gulnara, then I'll be coming to you for one last minute comments and you can club it with the launch of Syn portal.
Thank you. This was a good suggestion to the available links of data basis of line departments in a central Bureau of Statistics or P&D website. But the integration is the need of the time. For this linking, as Madam Rabia explained, there should be a national framework and standardization. And for this purpose, provinces should also be make similar coding for different department uses different coding for their fields. So for integration, first step should be taken that all the departments should use similar coding and the same guidance should be prepared and forwarded by PBS so that this national data should be integrated.
Thank you. Gulnara, this is too much short shell. So over to you and my colleagues, if you can bring the mics. The mics here to play the Syn portal. So over to you.
Yes, thank you very much. I will try to be short because it's very much aligned with what previous speaker said. As UNFP, we are committed to provide technical assistance for common standards for data collection, dissemination, and utilization. It's a critical importance to ensure the data are really reliable and can be compared. So second, that was a question about data and development. Maybe I will answer also partially. We need to promote, to utilize population data for human capital development. Because without human capital development, you cannot really ensure prosperous growth in the country. We did a number of cases and we can support with the case building to utilize it for evidence-based population policy making. Even I know there is a discussions about in the provinces the population policies. So very much to promote, to invest in women, girls, but also young people. Otherwise, we are available to meet the priorities of PSB and the country.
Thank you, Gulnara. If you can bring here the button that we have to press. In the meantime, please, bureaus and PNDs, if we can ask Gulnara and all other guests to go there and press this button. This Syn portal is live here. This is placed on those sort of the corners, both of these corners. You can play with it. This is structured around 3 skills. Number one, it is scalable in technology, it's scalable in data and modernization, any data that you can update on it, and it's scalable in visualization. If we can continue, I'll continue speaking, you can launch. If you can please go on the stage. So if all of you, we have Rafiq Chandi Sahab here with us virtually, sir. So you can press the button virtually with us. And believe that Bureau of Statistics and particularly the PNDs, that D4D is your program. It's not UNFPA's program. UNFPA is providing technical assistance, but this is your program. So please do use it. This is the portal that we can play. We have domains here. So you can click on any domains. You can go to the data analysis and all. If you click here, this is agriculture. If you can select variable on my right side here, you can find any of land utilization, private farms, numbers. So this is how you can do it analysis. You have 3 levels of analysis. We are adding further levels. So if any data, this is all public data, authentic, approved by the government of Sindh. So we really are thankful to UNFPA for overall leadership, to Dr. Rafiq Chandiyu for the leadership, my technical team, Adnan and all his colleagues, those who are really doing wonderful work to develop these portals. So if you are not tired, if I can ask for a clap, please. Thank you so very much. So Dr. Rafiq Chandiyu, thank you so much for your guidance as well. So we will be continuing.
And UNFPA for
you have a group photo with some giveaways we have. So my team can bring it on stage. We can have a group photo. A big thanks to all. We will be now breaking up for lunch. And when are we getting back? 2:45. This is too early. Let's get back 3 p.m. so that you can have a good lunch.